Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. It's Rental Robert with the Hustle Nation. I'm going to show you a picture and I want you to look at it and just comprehend exactly what it's showing, okay? Take a look at this. That about Mike Tyson is just absolutely, amazingly incredible. The thing about it is that all three of them in particular just goes to show you that handling money is a skill set, in my opinion, okay? And not everybody has that skill set. However, anybody can learn it. Again, anybody can learn the skill set of handling money, all right? I have met a tremendous amount of people that have had huge sums of money go through their hands, and just as easy as it came, it left. 9 times out of 10, it has to do with the person that got it almost overnight. Music contract, lottery, inheritance, or a sports contract. Basically one of those, okay? It's not limited, but those are what you see pretty much most frequently. Very rarely will you ever see anybody that fell in one of those categories that takes the money and builds with it and goes, all right? The reason for that is that they didn't learn the skill set of how to hang on to it, make it grow, and make it multiply as they kept on going, okay? What happened was they got a big old scoop and they said, it's never gonna run out. It's never gonna stop. There's always gonna be tomorrow. Well, I'm here to tell you, tomorrow doesn't always come. And so many people I have talked to have said, if I had just put 5% away and gave it to a financial planner and said, put this into something for me, I would never have any worries again. My kids would be okay, my wife would be set, this, that, everything. And guess what? They all sat there and said, well, there's gonna be a tomorrow. Well, tomorrow never comes. Before you know it, 20 years goes by, and you've lost out on a possibility of making how much, God knows why. And the whole reason that I keep preaching about this is that it's not the money that I'm after. It's the freedom that the money gives me, okay? That's the byproduct of the more money you have, the more freedom you have, all right? However, you've got to take that money and get it to start working for you, okay? There are some people that you're going to come across and that no matter how much money you give them, their life is never going to change, because no matter if they got $1 or $1 million, they're going to go through it as quick as possible, virtually, okay? Now, the thing about it is that, again, and I still got to do number 5 on the 5-part series, How to Get Rich. One of them talks about emotion, okay? It is not fun, it's not glamorous, it's not hot, you dump the clutch, it's not going to do a burnout. Nothing about building wealth is like that, okay? It is something that you just have to wrap your mind around and say, you know what, I need to do this. I'm going to do this, regardless if it's fun or if it's not, if it sucks or it's great. I'm going to continue to keep on investing, and I'm going to continue to keep putting my money into something that's going to keep paying me money back. That's called an asset, okay? A liability is something that you continually put money into that pays you nothing back, all right? There's a lot of stuff that we think that we need or we come across that we want that is a liability. Jet skis, Harleys, more than one hammer, more than, 5 pairs of boots, purses, whatever it is. These are a lot of liabilities, okay? Because when it comes right down to it, it's just not needed, all right? It's a luxury. So the thing is what are you doing to sharpen your skills? How much time and effort are you putting into becoming financially literate? You know, the school system was set up by the Rockefellers, started in New York City. There's not a damn thing in there that talks about how to become financially literate. There's nothing that is being taught on how to become financially wealthy in the public school systems. Let me ask you this. Why do you think people are drowning in college debt, and for some reason they think that somebody like me should have to be responsible for somebody like them that chose to take out a loan and got a degree in art and wants to be here in Pensacola, Florida, and then expects to be making $70,000 a year because they got a master's degree in art? I told that person, I said, did you really honestly believe that you were going to be able to do that? Well, yeah. I said, what in the world ever told you that? Well, I knew somebody that was in New York and they got $70,000 a year. I said, well, you need to go to New York. They got a lot more art museums in Pensacola, Florida. Okay? It's that common sense thing, man. It's really missing in this day and time. However, let's get back on track. Learn how to handle your money. Okay? Find out what term life is. Find out what whole life is. Find out what a IRA is. Find out what a Roth IRA is. What's the difference? What about your 401k? Research all the fees that are associated with your 401k. Take the time. Learn how your money works. Okay? There's probably not another thing that you can ever do that's more accessible as far as the information goes than doing that. Okay? And again, it's not romantic, it's not fun, it's not sexy. However, when you wake up in the morning and you realize, you know what? I can tell that boss to kiss my ass. I ain't got to put up with that crap anymore. It's a wonderful feeling. And I used to be a millwright in a foundry. I saved up enough money to finish up my last 2 semesters in college. And I hated that job, and virtually everybody there had got themselves into a position where they had to work it. We worked 13 days straight, 1 day off, 13 days straight, 1 day off. And they were all financially enslaved to working there because it was the second best paying place within 60 miles. And they had all got to the point where they were basically living paycheck to paycheck, and so they had to work all that overtime, okay? I didn't do that, all right? I was saving $250 a week while I was there, and I'd saved up my last 2 semesters, and I'll never forget that feeling of satisfaction that I had enough money in the bank to be able to pay for school, finish my last 2 semesters, and not have to worry about anything. So I was kind of semi-retired, but I knew I'd have to go back to work, in 7 or 8 months. The thing about it was that sense of freedom, because I was no longer locked into that. Such a great feeling. Hope you have a wonderful day. And tomorrow when you wake up, ask yourself, who's got my money? Have a good night.